Welcome to Real Fi Talk, where we discuss the ups and downs of financial independence, how to achieve it, and how to sustain it. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell below to get the most updated videos. Also, please comment below. I'll respond to all of them. Thanks. Anytime I make a big life decision, I usually seek the consult of others. Whether it's a one-on-one conversation, when I get to listen to someone else's lived experiences, or through books, or through watching YouTube videos, or through great podcasts, all those different forms of information are helpful for me when I make those decisions. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my favorite podcasts. These are the ones that I listen to on my journey to financial independence. I hope that you'll find this to be useful and entertaining, and that these podcasts will help you as well. Let's jump in. Today I'm sharing my 6 favorite podcasts that sparked my FI journey and keep me tuned in for knowledge, entertainment, and that not alone community feel. They cover the ups, like hitting your number, and downs, like volatility or sustaining withdrawals. So why would I need to listen to podcasts about financial independence? Well, for the first part, it gives you confidence. Listening to these podcasts, these real stories of other individuals striving for financial independence, are real confidence builders. They talk about the time freedom that comes from financial independence. They have stories of different individuals who hit their FI numbers. And really, they share things like how they generate passive income from their investments, which gives you a sense that you're not going to be dependent upon a job anymore. The second thing they do is really describe to you how to handle risk that comes up. So what they've done during market crashes, what they've done during sequence of return risk situations, and just the different mindset challenges that come from not having a paycheck day to day. They also deliver a number of things: knowledge, tools, and different strategies that you can apply to reaching financial independence. Entertainment, the stories and humor that comes out is really fun. And third, connection. You feel like you're actually part of a community, and it's real talk from that community. Okay, let's jump in. So I'm going to start with number 6, and these are in ranked order. So number 6 is Paula Pant's Afford Anything podcast. Her mantra changed how I think about money. You can afford anything, just not everything. It's really formative for spending habits, and she also educates people on how to use real estate. I think what keeps me coming back, she's an incredible interviewer. She has experts, researchers, authors, psychologists on her podcast. She's very good about covering things like behavioral finance and decision making. A really great podcast. Also, this podcast talks about the mind shifts that are required and how to handle the emotions, especially the down emotions of financial independence when maybe the stock market isn't doing as well, or you're stuck in the messy middle and you feel really far from your financial independence number. She might be one of the best interviewers that I listen to, especially in the personal finance realm. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, The Money Guy Show. So The Money Guy Show with Brian and Bo, it's very professional, but also approachable. It's kind of like 101 personal finance. It's really about personal finance basics done in the right order. So they have something that they call the financial order of operations that helps prioritize things like debt payoff before investing, taxes, and the different stages of wealth. It's a similar approach to Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps, but with more flexibility and guardrails. And they have 9 steps, not 7. It's also not strictly early retirement focus. It's more like building strong financial health with flexibility, e.g. making sure you've got a low rate mortgage, how to have an emergency fund, how to invest for the long term. Like I mentioned, it may be similar to Dave Ramsey, but a little bit more of a modern approach. I still listen to this for current events, humor, and their listener Q&A is pretty amazing. Let's go to the next one. So number 4, Choose FI. Choose FI is a classic. This one really helped me kick off my FI journey. Brad and Jonathan really break down actionable steps like savings rate math, index investing, travel rewards, Great for evolving content. Some good guest interviews. Mr. Money Mustache comes on occasionally, and they have a huge community forum. They're all about getting out and meeting others on the FI journey. Most major metropolitan areas now have meetup groups based on Choose FI. I've attended the Choose FI in my own city, and it was great to meet others thinking differently about money, time, and financial independence. Okay, the next one, Mile High FI. So Mile High FI with Doug and Carl is unique because it focuses on pursuing financial independence, specifically in higher cost areas. And I believe they're doing their podcast from Boulder, Colorado. And by the way, there is a lot of people in the FIRE community and financial independence community that seem to be based in Colorado. They dive deep into practical location-specific strategies like house hacking, creative real estate moves, strong side hustles, and building local FI communities through meetups. It's also especially a great podcast for those who are either single or couples without kids. That's their background. What keeps people coming back is the very relatable guest episodes. I mean, they talk about things like remodeling their house, decision to remodel or to move. Everyday people just like you and me, sharing both their wins and their real struggles. And it's a real honest, authentic podcast. It makes the whole journey feel much less lonely and way more achievable, even when you live somewhere that's more expensive too. Okay, let's go to number 2. All right, so Risk Parity Radio with Frank Vasquez. So Frank's a little bit controversial and tends to go against the grain of the typical personal finance advice. This one leveled me up on investing once I got the basics. True risk parity means no single asset dominates risk, using bonds, commodities, gold for smoother rides. Frank really offers an alternative portfolio that will generate higher safe withdrawal rates in retirement based on the theory of having a portfolio comprised of assets that are less correlated, especially less correlated than stock and bonds. So something like a 60-40 stock to bond portfolio theoretically would not perform as well as a golden ratio portfolio that Frank proposes. Very formative when I was too exposed to stocks and starting to panic a little bit in dips. Got me thinking about how to use gold in the portfolio and also small cap value. I still tune in for episodes on economic cycles and rebalancing. Frank's really no nonsense, no BS, and it's entertaining. He has little musical clips that you'll either love or hate in between kind of his comments and the questions. And Frank mainly answers questions from his audience and posts multiple times per week. And to get your question answered, you have to give a donation to the Father McKenna Center, or at least you'll get prioritized that way. And the Father McKenna Center that Frank's a part of is a great nonprofit which helps with food insecurity and homelessness in the DC area. So a really great cause and a great podcast. Okay, the number 1 podcast I listen to. Two Sides of FI. Okay, hosted by lifelong friends, Jason and Eric. One was already FI and the other one was still on the path at the beginning of the show. I believe they're both now financially independent. This show, this is the one that gave me the confidence to step away from my job. Both guys are very approachable, no lean fire, over frugality, or approaches to retiring at 30. They really focus on how do you move the goalposts from retiring at 65 to 45 to 50 while you have your health and enjoying life. They also have kids, which makes this one a little bit more relevant to me and others. So there's a lot of additional expenses that they have to deal with. This podcast really feels like you're eavesdropping on real conversations about the emotional roller coaster of financial independence between friends. Super formative for me on the post-FI what now questions. But probably the biggest impact is this podcast introduced me to Karsten Jeske from Early Retirement Now and his Safe Withdrawal Rate series, plus his amazing free Google Sheet, which helps you calculate your own safe withdrawal rate. It's got a whole toolbox for this. And that toolbox models out sequence risks, CAPE valuations, variable strategies using 100 plus years of data to help you build your own custom SWR. I went back and listened to every episode. And really, I wanted the honest take on sustaining financial independence through the ups and downs. And just hearing both of them share their real stories has been impactful. So if you're nearing retirement, their toolbox tutorial episodes are a must watch as well. They break down the whole SWR toolkit. So these are some of my favorite podcasts that I listen to on my FI journey. What podcasts do you listen to? Which ones are really intriguing to you? Which do you find entertaining? Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to engage. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a good day.